All right, guys, really quick. The TAZER for the Jeep Wrangler JL or Gladiator JT. Definitely recommend this. So a couple of features I've liked for it for overlanding or just owning a Jeep is number one thing, the auto shut off. It remembers the setting now every time you shut the car off. So when you shut the car off and start back up, you don't have to hit the button again. So it basically permanently deletes it. Another thing, the auto park. So it turns that off. You know, when you leave a door slightly ajar and it automatically, puts it back in the park and it flashes and you got to slam the door and do all this while people are honking at you. It eliminates that. Third cool thing, as you can see, my headlights are on, but you put the car in reverse and see how the LEDs are off for the license plate lights. It turns them off when you put it in reverse, so you don't get that horrible glare in the camera at night. Another cool feature that I have turned on is when I go to make a lane change or turn, it turns on the backup camera so you can see your blind spot and people behind you. Really cool. I didn't think I would like that at first, but now after driving it around for a couple days, I love it completely. Another thing, I have to hold two buttons because basically you hold this button and this to cycle through the options or the menus while you're in the audio screen. So there's two menus. There's one menu with the car off and the key on. So the off, and then you press the button twice when you foot off the pedal and it turns on all the lights. That has a base settings where you can do all that stuff. You could even turn off your TPMS sensors. You could change your tire size, your transfer case ratio, if you ever change that. And you could change your differentials. And then you could change your TPMS low pressure setting. So you can only go down to about 25 PSI before the light turns on. So that's really nice when you're off-roading. You don't have to have all the lights on in the dash. Another really cool feature that I have turned on is, as you guys can see, I'm in two-wheel high. And in two-wheel high, you can rear axle locked. You can lock your rear axle in two-wheel high. And in four-wheel high, you can engage your rear and front locker in four-wheel high. You could also turn off your sway bar on demand. I think it's up to 30 miles an hour in two-wheel high, and then four-wheel high, it changes that as well. So in four-wheel high, it doesn't do that on-off thing when you're on the trail and you just want the sway bar disconnected. That was my number one thing, is I wanted to have control of the lockers in four-wheel high, and I wanted control of the sway bar in four-wheel high while I'm on the trails. It also, the TAZER also allows you to add factory options that you may have not bought the car with, but you want to add on, such as if you wanted to add the auxiliary switches down here, you could add those and unlock it. If you want the bigger radio, you could unlock that. Front camera, hell, even the sway bar and all that. It just basically allows you a ton of menu settings to change for this. Another cool thing is that you can preset these buttons right here. You can basically program them to do certain things. So here's what I have mine set to do. So now the cruise control has to be off because it won't work with obviously with the cruise control on. But with the cruise control off, if I press set plus, it turns on the hazard. Basically it's a light show, but it is here, I'll press it. Light show 2, right? So light show 2 flashes my parking lights like a construction worker. So it basically cycles through amber, and I press again to turn it off. It basically cycles it through amber and white, like a construction zone worker, which is helpful if you're on the side of the road, I guess. Legally, you're not supposed to do any of that stuff. Check with your local, law enforcement, yada, yada. Another cool feature is that what I have programmed to this button right here is if I press this, this turns on the cool down mode, which basically turns the cooling fans all the way into high, which allows you to cool down the car, which is cool for, you know, crawling off-road. Here, turn assist, right? Turn assist on. So that works. So there's some, I'm gonna turn that back off. There's some parameters for that. You have to be in four-wheel drive. You have to have your seatbelt buckled. You have to have the wheel completely locked for it to happen. But what it'll do is it'll lock, whatever way you're turning, it'll lock that left rear brake pad. So it'll allow you to spin around a lot quicker on the trail. Obviously, you tread lightly, all that stuff. On here, this button right here is winch mode. So this raises the idle to 2,000 RPMs while you're winching, and it's used in conjunction with the cool down mode. And check out, this is like one of the coolest features. So while I'm in park, if I hold the brake pedal firmly and hold the pull the stalk, you know, there it goes. So that starts flashing. So it locks all four wheels. So right now it's basically holding down the brake pedal for all four wheels, which is very convenient if you're off-road crawling and you need to stop on the hill and put it in park and you don't want the car to move at all or put all that strain on the transmission. Or if you're winching and you want to lock the Jeep up so you don't, you know, roll down the hill, or you don't want to be in the Jeep while you're winching. So this is used in conjunction. And to turn that off, all you have to do is press the gas pedal once and it turns it all off. And it turns off winch mode as well. That is about it. So there's a ton of features control, and then there's a ton of features that it also does. It's very easy to install. Watching this video, I just showed you the options that I have turned on. Definitely worth getting. All it is a little programmer. So that's it. Enjoy, you guys.